Hi everybody, I'm Tina. This is To the Inner Wild. There is a lot of sun coming through. It's good. It's good. I should have probably gotten ready a little bit more, but I don't have my stuff quite with me. So give me a second. Let me do the bare minimum here. Yeah, they were chopping up quite a bit. Anyway, I hope all of you are doing well. It is October 25th, 2022. It's the new moon in Scorpio. Solar eclipse, partial. Right on the dot. This is a timeless energy reading. So, it carries through. What else do we want to say? We're just doing like a quick energy update reading thing. I'm just taking it easy, going with my intuition, not being driven by anything nor anyone else, and that's good. That's good for me. I was told that's sufficient. So that's more than sufficient, actually. What else do we want to say? Well, we don't have to say much. The angels of light and love, I welcome you in to direct and protect these messages. My space, and my channeling. The Quarant, which is I. All right. So, only beings of light and love, practitioners of light and love are welcome here. All other bullshit energy must remain within their bullshit energy to learn from. I've had enough of it. It's not welcome here. I do not allow it. Do not condone it. I'm done with that. Time for people to do their own healing. 100%. 100%. Okay. We're using the Omega Land Tarot. Wow, look how much sun there is. Holy moly. Okay. Knight of Swords, moving quickly. It was facing, it shifted, the Three of Swords. So moving quickly past, all of this stuff. All of this, just kind of leaving it behind. It's old news, old scene, been there, done that, same-ish, different day, and I'm on to the new day. That same-ish can stay back there. It's good, moving past it quickly, expediting it, and once I see it, I can't unsee it. So number 19, it's 19 miles on the billboard. 19 is a star card. It's hope. It's leaving the situation with grace, but expedited. I know what I'm worth. I know what my future is worth, and I'm just going to book it. I'm not only going to reserve a time to be there and show up, but I'm also going to book it. I'm going to make it fast, within my power. Oh yeah, that's awesome. So we have the Four of Wands, despite the King of Swords in reverse. So there's a lot of manipulation, mind control. what you call it, what, you know what song is coming to me? Everybody wants to rule the world. Yeah. Struggle to gain power, and therefore like knowledge. Knowledge is power, right? It's the most how do I say it? The most influential asset, I would say. Mind control. So when you step into your power and reclaim even the remnants, there are others that want to tap into that. But luckily for us, we're settling down, we're doing what's right for us, we're securing our inner temple and outer. We're fortifying our foundations. Although this looks very simple within its it's how do I say it? It's an understatement of power. It's very like unassuming within its depth. It's humble, but it's so abundant. When you get the feels and the vibes for it, it's easy to, subtly forgive what's going on in the exterior, because you're like strengthened, and that the combativeness coming from the exterior is that source is coming from a place of lacking this, right? So our hyper focus on establishing this is like mitigates that energy. That energy is always looking, it's not really just the struggle for power, for knowledge. It's the struggle for, how do I say it? Okay. It's not just the struggle for knowledge. It's the struggle more so for what that represents, which is power, which means also what competes with that is attention, the ego, right? So I would say attention dominates it more than knowledge, and that's why they do not succeed. They don't succeed. It's all superficial, where it roots from. So anything else, angels of love and light? Spirit, what did you want to say with regards to current energy, where we're at? This is an official new moon in Scorpio, solar eclipse, Samhain, preparatory energy. This is the occultist new year, the practitioner's new year. In the coming, it's a blending of sorts. Okay, 9 of Swords. Okay, why did that pop up? Current energies. So there's something that really okay, so this is still kind of coming at us, like attacking us during our sleep, while we're trying to find some rest. Again, these are projections of others coming through. So what do you want to say about that, angels of love and light? 439 might be an angel number, or 349, but I don't know. I said it as 439. So yeah, Queen of Coins. Just know that you're sitting right with the divine. That's it. Like we have powered up like so significantly that there are many that try to take us down at all different hours of the day, and it's something that we need to be aware of, as far as keeping how do I say it, keeping abreast of our situation. The truth of the matter is that we hold a lot of power at just due to the realization, like we've always held it, but a lot of that is coming to surface, as well as our roots, how that sprouted. And nobody, like, not like half of the world doesn't give a shit as far as how that's sprouted, because, you know, it's just I think there's just such a big wow effect when it comes to the huge difference between where you were and where you're standing now. And, you know, some don't want to do the work. Some are just in admiration, and it's just fine. Like, they're fine with where they're at. And some, you know, see it as inspiration. But it's a clear, stark difference between this and that. It's not just day and night. It's day and night between two different worlds, two different galaxies, two different dimensions. So when you really look at that on an outsider's point of view, you know, you can kind of like take it with a grain of salt, because you did the work, and that's what you really need to focus on. There's no discerning when it comes to like deciphering what, you know, what's going on in their realm, but it's more of being determined about following our path, because it is, you know, like once you go move forward within this fashion, like you can't turn back. You can't unsee what you've already seen. So there's a lot of hope in that, and do not get discouraged, Tina. And just know that people, you know, want to come at different angles at you, and, you know, remind you of these constructs. Like, you know, it's like spiritual tabloids. Like, did you hear what Tina did? Did you hear what happened to Tina? Well, I think it's blah, blah, blah. They're tabloids coming in, you know, on the astral realm, within the ethers. And it's like, you know, so there's like floating, like, what do you call it? They're not, is it asteroids? But like just floating like trash, you know? It's almost like spitballs coming your way, you know, from the bullies, you know, and like the whole world really recognizes this, whereas they've convinced their inner circle, which is like a very broken inner circle, that that they're in the right for doing what they do. But, you know, it keeps them stagnant. It keeps them in hate. It keeps them, like, you know, disturbed. And the world disrupted. Constant disruption. So for us, we're like, hey, we're just, like, doing our thing. And that's how we contribute to the world. And we know that that's right and good. Quantity 96. Okay, I just noticed that there on the writing. 96, so that's significant. Huh. Okay, so 96, again, boiled down in numerology is 15. And then 15, which is the devil card, we've got it on lock. You know, we have our foot on it. It's like Ghostbusters, where like we just kind of like, it's trapped inside. We've got it, you know, down pat. And 15 also boils down to 6, again, in numerology. So that would also depict the inverse to that, which is the Lover's card. So it's the Lover's trapped versus the Lover's freed. Once we simplify, once we take down this energy, we get a hidden Lover's card here. So we're due to attract those relationships, those bonds that are worthy of our investments. And likewise, there's other energy on the other side that is very worthy of our investments. Of their investments. Goodness gracious, like it's trying to figure it all out. But this reminds me of what the Deviant Moon Tarot. I did a reading like way back when, not on Instagram, but on YouTube, and there was like a magician type of setting, but there was a box, and that was it was, I think it had the same kind of reference. I'll have to like note it somewhere, but Definitely. That's what we're looking at. Spirit saying, like, we got it down on lock. This effort alone is not escapism. This is knowing your worth and, like, packing up your bags. And, you know, there's too much chaos and destruction here. This is spirit, like, the universe almost creating, like, a simulation of an ultimatum. Like, things have reached like its climax point. Like, how are you going to show up? And like, we did it in the most subtle ways on like a continuum, a norm, and then and you know, like, there's people can talk all they want. They can talk in the dark, they can talk in the light, or, you know, in the daytime, and either way the truth that shall be known. People see like energy more than they actually hear the words, you know. So yeah, Seven of Pentacles. So it's being good with the time that it takes to move, how do I say it? Oh gosh, okay. So we have these ones that floated off, okay, the Lovers. The time it takes to nurture, you know, to move things along. That's what it is. To move things along here. To build relationships that ultimately, yeah, there's traction. It's the openness, like free, no blockages, and getting somewhere with this, like strong. Your vehicle is almost like indestructible. So we're building those kinds of bonds. We're attracting those kinds of bonds. I know that this looks like this is amidst chaos and all of it, but it's that's what traditionally that means. So it's like being like, even with like how things look, they might not look ideal. Like, we might not have a bed frame, we might not have any lights, any furniture, just a mattress, but like, we've got each other, we've got you know, simple pleasures, and the ability to protect ourselves. So there's that. Anything else? Angels of Love and Light. Okay, the High Priestess in reverse and the Seven of Swords muted. Okay, all right, how do we go? So, seeing that this turned this up, there's High Priestesses, people who are tapped into like occult knowledge, that draw in information. I wouldn't say necessarily wisdom, but they abuse information being combined with the Seven of Swords energy. Like, they're trying to discreetly, you know, disown, like, how do I say it? Relieve themselves of ownership, try to convince themselves that they have not contributed into like the bullshit energy, that they didn't try to sneak away and fuck around with not just our energy, but that, like, in totality. So it's understanding that there's these characters in the world, and you just gotta kind of leave them behind. They don't want to, like, they obviously don't want to be saved. They're not doing the work. They can't, like, you know, they pull this whole thing like, oh, you know, calling out people like, oh, they're a damsel in distress, oh, they're playing victim, when this is what that energy does. That they're just conveying what their strategies are, and like projecting that. So it's like, oh, it's like, who, like, did you smell that? Like, was that you? Like, when you're talking about like somebody who, like, whoever smelt it dealt it. That's what it is. Whoever smelt it dealt it. That's what this energy is. Pretty fucked up, huh? Anyway, that energy is not welcome here. They know it. Yep. And this is my new audience. This is the new platform. where there's safety, extra precautions provided. Because now that I have established these rules, the divine is more enabled to step in and discipline these energies directly. So we're okay. We're doing good. Thank you. Anything else, angels of love and light, that you want to convey? Five of Swords and King of Swords, yeah. So this is the feminine energy, and then this is the masculine energy coming through again. People who not just tamper, but full out abuse their power, the knowledge that they have. This is like the owner of a company or several owners within like some sort of like a coven type of grouping that you see, because there's establishments behind there that fuck around with people's energies, like, and their information, like where they live, their social security number, all of the pertinent information, their bank account information, etc. Things that, they would have to fill out within HR forms, to, things that are, that carry a privacy policy. And so they're fucking around with that energy, because what? They can, because they have access to it. Duh. And it doesn't make it right. It doesn't. So Spirit is very well aware of masculine and feminine energies and all that's in between when it comes to identifiers. It's just straight up bullshit energy. So there's that. Like, they're being called out right now. Like when people get picked for a team, this is getting selected, like Oprah, like, you're gonna get your karma, you're gonna get your karma, you're gonna get your karma, everybody's gonna get their karma, especially they, yeah. But the thing is that it's kind of simultaneous. Like, those who are last will go first, those that, have taken the time to establish, like, moving things along. And those that have really, built in the frequencies of high and low and slow and fast paced. Like, they've done all that they can, all that they could, within the resources allowed to establish something like true, like, graceful movement, within divine plan. So while we're doing this and reaping the rewards of that, it's part of their karma too. That's like, it's just like a flavor. It's just a fucking flavor. Like how they breadcrumbed us? It's just a couple of breadcrumbs to note the flavor. And then they get their karma. It's like, that's going to be the signifier. So it's already happening. Did I miss anything, angels of love and light? Did I miss anything on that? Spirit, did I miss? Is there anything else on that? Okay. 9 of Coins, yeah. Reaping the benefits. It's happening now. This card was the one that turned up. Okay? That hit my hip. And it's just like that's the one, like, that's the area of, like, the most, like, sustenance anyway. As far as, like, projecting, like, moving forward. Chariot energy. Right hip. And then, so, the other two fell, on the 9 of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. It's the 3 of Wands muted, Temperance muted, and 4 of Coins muted. So we're showing full accountability, showing up for the world, showing up for ourselves, even if it's, like, kind of in solitude. And noting the feelings behind that. Like, that's not an easy thing to do. To separate yourself, knowing that you have to separate yourself from this certain collective that is like fucking around. Like, you don't want to be associated with that. That's not what you represent. That's not what you condone. That's not like what you're good with. That's not good for your path, nor anyone else's affiliated in that energy. So what we're doing is balancing, like, this is inner alchemy. It's digesting, like, this is like the intestines, right? And like seeing where things go, like, you know, how things are flowing within us. So that's 100% like what we're doing right now. We're just being, we're just processing, and that is what we're called to do at this time. Just seeing how things flow within us. Yeah. And like, I felt a lot of this already, like, knowing, like, because I've separated myself, you know, more internally speaking, but this is almost like hangman energy, where like the rest of the world sees and notices that you're separating yourself from, well, not just the rest, not really, like, it doesn't have to be the rest of the world, but like certainly this bullshit energy notices it, because you're not paying attention to, you're not giving them any further attention. Yeah, because it felt on this, like, they're trying to shake you. They're trying to, like, collectively, they're trying to collectively shake you. And like, wake up, like, do you see me? I'm right here. Like, I'm fucking around with this. I'm fucking around with this. And that's definitely the energy that I experienced long ago with being bullied. This little girl would try to, if she couldn't get my attention, she would pick around my personal belongings and like just try to like fuck with them, like, oh, like opening up zippers to my backpack or this and that. If she couldn't like get me to literally wake up. I remember sitting, like, trying to sleep on the sofa and trying to like shut off certain areas so like the roaches would not like you know mess with me or whatever. And then but then she would like try to poke at me and try to like say stuff to get me to and then she would just kind of like mess around my stuff. And once like I didn't give her like any shits, she you know, she just like buzzed off. Like that's all that they wanted was just attention. And this is the same shit. Different days, many days, like fast forward, you know. And it wasn't like this person horrified me. It's just like the thought of it being like fucking psychic, seeing how people do not grow up, refuse to grow up. That they lived so many cycles within this energy. Like doing that. Like that's their job. That was their vocation. That's what they decided to do with their lives. Don't mind me. I'm just putting shit away. I'm just working with my own abundance. 8 of Cups. Yeah. Leaving. I'm leaving that. Leaving that behind. And, you know, as far as coming back, I think it's just coming back to reality. You know, not going back to there, just coming back to my own awareness, like, you know. Okay, what is this? Knight of Wands facing the 10 of Coins. Yeah, so it's regaining the spirit, and the only way you can do that is extract yourself from that bullshit energy. Okay, I'm gonna save that for me. Because I know it's coming. I'm going to collect. And you're not going to be a part of it. You know, this bullshit energy, they're not going to be a part of it. You know, process of elimination. They've ousted themselves. You know, which is great because this is divine protection. Like, what if you became BFFs? What if you became like even like fuck buddies with, you know, any of this energy? Like, they would have some kind of pull on, you know, your abundance to come, which is flat out awesome. And when this comes, there's also maintenance work involved. There's things that, you know, you're gonna have like a lot. Tina, it's gonna be a busy time for you. This is your heyday coming forward, and so you know, to have that energy involved within the current, that would we would not be able to see it because we're just like kind of involved in this energy. There would be a total distraction from the bullshit that's, you know, going on behind closed doors and blatantly like fucking around in your face. So the divine wants to say, like, in your face, in your place, you know, in the mush pot. That's what we're saying to that energy. Anything else, angels? You know what I'm getting? Base in your face. By Base Nectar. And I know that one of my readings, there was somebody that popped in that had something to say about Base Nectar. But there's so many offenders out there. You know, does this person know, like, you know, how do I say it? I'm not gonna 100% defend or back, you know, any offenders. No. But at the same time, you know, there's this truth about being able to separate somebody, you know, somebody's character from somebody's work. But like what I also wanted to say to add to that, when I remember like thinking it but not like conveying it because I didn't think that the other person would really understand this bit, because I could sense the feeling behind it, like there was some kind of blockage in the reason why I didn't convey it then. But there's also the truth of the artist being a part of their work and that unique identifier of what like invigorates them, what like they are, you know, naturally good at building and creating, like a source of good vibes. I can't separate those two within some aspects. So although I can separate the character, the lack of character, from, you know, one that exudes creativity, like the inner child, the inner spirit, that's pure within that creation. That's something that's also undeniable. So that is a slight amendment that I'd like to, you know, convey, because like I'm coming like at, you know, based on your face. That's it. So, you know, the divine has unique ways in their messaging, the resources provided. Okay. Anything else? Angels of love and light. Eight of Swords, getting out of being stuck. And I think that's part of the messaging for those that, you know, have